Listen to me. Special education was created in 1975 by an act of Congress. The Public Law 94-142 gave birth to special ed and by consequence gave birth to the profession of school psychology. Special ed was not created to help struggling black kids. Special ed was created precisely to give white racist school districts in Colorado the prerogative to resegregate the black kids from the white kids. In 1954, the Supreme Court said you could no longer use race as a factor in education. Y'all remember that? Brown versus Board. Charles Hamilton Houston, Thurgood Marshall, they struck down racism in school. 1964, Dr. King in the Civil Rights Bill came up and said, why are the schools still separate and unequal 10 years after Brown? 10 more years, 1974, the year I was born, most black kids were still separated from white kids. In Boston, we had the busing movement all across America, but in Boston, it turned violent. White racist Irish parents threw bottles and turned over buses full of black kids so their children wouldn't sit next to the white ones. So the federal government said, we got to do something about this. How are we going to play moral police around the world and we got a situation where black kids can't even get a half-decent education because white folks don't want them sitting next to their own babies? So a psychologist in Chicago came up with an idea called the learning disability. For the first time in special ed history, you can separate a child out the regular class, put them in a special class, not because they had a real problem like blindness, not a real problem like deafness, not a real problem like autism, not a real problem like a traumatic brain injury, but for the first time, you can put a kid in special ed because somebody thinks that they can't learn. I said somebody thinks. Whenever someone tells you your child got a reading disability, that's not a fact. That's an opinion. When someone tells you your daughter got a math disability, that's not a scientifically verifiable fact. That's an opinion. And the problem with black parents is you take the opinions of school psychologists, most of whom don't look nothing like you or your child, and you create a self-fulfilling prophecy, invisible glass ceiling about how far your child can go in life. She ain't got a specific learning disability. She got a sloppy and lazy as hell disability. And guess where she got it from? Her mother, her father, her grandmother, her grandfather, her aunt, her uncle, and her brothers and her sisters. I'm saying you all here are as responsible as the racist Denver public schools for the failure of your children. That's right. Christmas just passed. I'm willing to bet that most of you went out and bought gifts for children who didn't even earn them or deserve them. I bet you. Bet you went out and bought Air Jordans, iPads and tablets and video games and HD TVs. Investing in your child's future incarceration. Why am I saying that? Because before there was TV, radio, internet, cell phone, and video game, our children used to do something called reading. Remember the days? When I was growing up, we had to read to entertain. And in reading to entertain, we improved our vocabulary level, we improved our knowledge of general facts and information, we improved our ability to speak oratorically, and we improved our ability to communicate with the ink pen. So by having fun reading, our grades went up. Parents, start thinking before you get your child tested for special ed. And let me be the first to tell you, if you're the parent of a special ed child, that child is not likely to graduate with a high school diploma. I hope you're listening, because some of you are so quick to sign your child up for an IEP, incarceration education plan, Because you don't want to make him learn. You know that boy can learn how to read, but he don't want to, and you got better things to do. Can you test my son? What grade he in? Second. Damn. He only been in school 2 years. There's nothing worse than when I get a referral for a child 4th grade or younger. It's the worst eval. It's trifling. I think my son got a reading disability in kindergarten. He got ADHD in 1st grade. Every boy got ADHD in 1st grade. Speaking of ADHD, let me read you the criteria if you think I'm exaggerating. Because I've had people say, Dr. Umar is exaggerating. My child has ADHD and I gave him the medicine and the medicine worked. The medicine worked for who? Because guess what, Denver? Children are not self-referred for psychiatric medication. How many of you know a child who said, Mom, I can't pay attention, can I have some kitty crack? How many of y'all ever had a kid come to you and say, I think I'm depressed, I need some Zoloft? You know why kids get doped up? Kids get referred by the adults. Yes, he wasn't diagnosed with ADHD because he had a problem. He was diagnosed with ADHD because you had a problem. He wasn't diagnosed with conduct disorder because he had a problem. He was diagnosed with conduct disorder because the teacher had a problem. He not on medicine because he felt he needed. He on medicine because you didn't want to be bothered with him. Then he takes that medicine and you notice he starts gaining too much weight or losing too much. You notice that he sleeps all day or can't sleep at all. You notice that your son is losing control over his executive functions. He stumbles when he walks now, can't control the saliva running down the side of his face like he's 3. He's urinating on himself and he can't control it anymore. Defecation. He's now coming up with diabetes, tic disorders, psychosis, heart problems, blood cancer, sexual dysfunction, and infertility. Did you know that these drugs you give your son so they can sit still long enough to be miseducated by white women, these drugs will mess up your son's ability to have children later in life? You don't have to believe me. Anything I say tonight, you go and do your research. There's libraries all around. In fact, you can go to the website of the drug company. You can go to the website of the drug company and they got the side effects. But they say, these are the side effects, but they have rarely been observed. Because they cash in your child in. Special ed, they cash in your child in. Special ed is a hustle. Special ed is a welfare check for lazy school districts who don't want to educate black kids. After you miseducate them, we're going to pay you to special educate them. That means black kids in Denver suffer from what I call double jeopardy. First I'm in special ed, first I'm miseducated. Then I'm special educated. Your child ain't got ADHD, he ain't got SLD, he ain't got EBCD or ODD. He got ABT. You know what ABT mean? He ain't never been the hell taught in the first place. Have your kids never been taught how to read? That's right. Because about 10 years ago, they switched over from phonics to whole language. That's why the black kids can't read. See, in phonics, you had to teach the child every letter. They had to sound out every phoneme. They knew that an A could be long A, it could be A, it could be it could be B could be ba, ba. You had to do this for every letter. So when the child started breaking the word down, they could switch in and switch out every phoneme they use until they get the word right. See, when we went to school, the teachers taught us, they put some elbow grease in that reading instruction. But today's teacher is not yesterday's teacher. Oh no, the black or the white ones. That's right. They come into school looking like they're going to the club. Dressing to get your 8th grade boy's attention. Oh yeah. Talk about pedophilia. You teaching 8th grade boys in math. You at the desk bending over, mini skirt, thong, stilettos on, and you wonder why all the boys is failing class because they counting that ass. You got to pay attention to what you doing. How you gonna pay attention? Press all in his face. And guess what? Why is it that the teachers can go to school dressed any kind of way they want? Because every school district has a contract with the teacher union, either the National Education Association or the American Federation of Teachers, and every teacher union demands that teachers not be told how to dress. I'm a former principal. I couldn't tell my teachers how to dress. I belong to the union. I'll wear what I want. That's where that comes from. Oh yeah, the union, their job is to do what? Make education easy for teachers. More pay, better retirement. But you notice you've never had a law that makes teachers accountable for the failure of their students. And you never will. You know why? Obama came in talking that nonsense. Even Bush came in. We want to make the teachers accountable. If you can't teach, you're going to get fired. Whatever happened to the law? They never did it. You know why? Because guess what's the largest union in America? Teachers and police. God. So the wife miseducates your son, and then the white cop locks him up after he's been miseducated by his wife. It's a family business to destroy black boys. So what happened in New York? When Eric Gardner got choked to death, the white teachers came to school with t-shirts on, saying the cop was innocent. All of them had cops for husbands. And these are the people teaching your children. I'm not saying every teacher got a cop for a husband, but most of them got a racist for a husband. Parents, knowing what I know about special ed, I would never put my child in it. If my child is behind academically, they're not going to special ed. I'm going to give them a tutor. I'm going to pay out my pocket for a tutor to work with my child and get them up to grade level. Here's my question to my special ed parent. What exactly do you think is going to happen once your child gets labeled and put in that class? Some of y'all think there's some sort of imaginary function going on in a special ed class. This is what y'all think. Y'all think the label equals help. The label, and did you know that once your child gets diagnosed with a special ed disability, the private schools can deny them because private schools don't have to take special ed kids. Oh yeah, y'all need to know that. Private schools are private. Special ed is a public law. If you're a private school, you don't need special ed. But that's all right. I'm not going to have special ed either at the Fred Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Now, we'll have a special program for deaf boys, and a special program for blind boys, and a special program for autistic boys, and a special program for boys with serious psychological issues, because they had to deal with y'all at home all their life, so now they messed up. But I won't have no ADHD. I won't have no learning. In fact, guess what I'm going to do the first day of school? I'm going to bring all my special kids into the auditorium like this. ADHD, CD, MR, all this, and I'm going to say, you all are special. Your parents think you're slow, that you need extra help. So this is what I'm going to do for all my special crazy kids. You're going to come to school on Saturday and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. so I can give you all the extra help you need. And how much you want to bet after 2 weeks I will have no more special ed kids at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, because your child cannot run game on me the way he run game on you. Dr. Johnson, I think I need my son tested. He's taking 8 hours to do his homework. You know why he's taking 8 hours to do his homework? Mother, because he know you ain't going to do nothing about it. Tomorrow he's going to take 16 hours. What you going to do about it? Listen! The most important job of a black parent is to teach your child discipline. And what is my definition of discipline? It's teaching your child the ability to do what got to be done, what it needs to be done, whether you like it or not. Academic discipline, sexual discipline, financial discipline, emotional discipline. Do you got a million kids out here? Can you not control your emotions that'll get your life taken? Can you not save your money? And do you have a work ethic that makes something out of your life? If your son leaves your house and he ain't got no discipline, you just served him up for white supremacy. Because the entire American system is based on catching black men slipping. Oh, you didn't know? The number one industry in America ain't Walmart. The number one industry in America ain't McDonald's. The number one industry ain't 40 ounces. Hey, the number one industry is servicing black failure. Do you know how many billions of dollars are made by white folks and Negroes servicing your problems? How many people get paid with the halfway houses in the hood? How many people get paid with the teenage pregnancy programs? How many people get paid with the re-entry from prisons that never help nobody re-enter a damn thing? You got white folks in Colorado making millions of dollars servicing your failure. Not fixing it, just servicing. Y'all see the difference? We ain't gonna help you get out of poverty. We're just gonna service you in poverty. Come get your food stamps. Well, you know I got a business idea. If I can get a small business loan for $5,000, no. Get your stamps. Learning disability. Give me a break. When I bring your child into my office, I give them an IQ test, I give them an achievement test, I give them an emotional assessment, I give them a visual motor screening, I give them an adaptive assessment. All the tests give me is a what? Score. The tests don't, listen, the tests give me scores. They don't label your child. The label comes from me looking at the score, looking at his history, listening to what the teacher says, listening to what you say. Based on my experience, my credentials, my expertise, my background, I arrive at a working hypothesis of what I think is going on. Now listen to me. You take your child to one doctor, psychologist, ADHD. Another kid, another psychologist, learning disability. You bring him to Dr. Umar, I'm gonna diagnose the teacher as trifling and the parent as even worse than the teacher. I got some black parents who won't even talk to me. Because I curse them out right in front of white folks. Like, you brought a 6-year-old in here for an ADHD diagnosis. Are you slow? Oh, I know. You want an SSI check. So you need me to label him so you can hustle your kid for $600 a month from Colorado Social Security Disability Insurance. You damn slave master. No, some of y'all hustle your kids, oh yeah. I've had parents tell me, you did not diagnose my son with a learning disability, and because of that, I cannot get paid. I didn't do this for no money. I don't do that. No parents used to come to my office, they said, can you sign this? The Social Security psychiatrist needs your son. I'm not signing that. Put your son on the auction block of special ed. School to prison. Ain't no school to prison. It's special ed to prison. Right. I could walk in certain schools in Denver. I'm willing to bet half the boys in the school on medicine and the other half in special ed. Only 1/4 of all black boys in America get a high school diploma. If that were true for white boys, public education would stop until they fixed it. It would be a state of crisis. But Negroes keep going on about their business like it ain't no problem. And how is it that black folks can be catching so much hell in Denver? But looking at you, I couldn't tell. You still got swag. No job, no power, no nothing. You know why? Because what did slavery do to the Negro? The slavery made everybody in this room comfortable. Absolutely comfortable without having any power. Oh, Go into a white community. They controlling the judges. They controlling the cops. They controlling the fire. They controlling their people write the tickets. In South Philadelphia, the Italian neighborhood, Rocky Balboa and them, they will park their cars in the middle of the street and will not get a ticket because this is our neighborhood and we decide what goes, not the cops. But in the black community, cops tell you what to do, mayor tell you what to do, judges tell you what to do, principals tell you what to do. I've done testing in some of the richest white high schools in Pennsylvania. Those parents were coming in and they would make the principal accountable to them. Your child's principal makes you accountable to him. Black folks don't want no power. You just want to be comfortable. Give me a nice house, comfortable. Give me a job enough to get my hair done, comfortable. Give me a nice car, comfortable. Negroes don't want power, you just want purchasing power so you can buy garbage. And that's what you did on Christmas. $3 million in Denver on jump. Now look at us, we 2 weeks after Christmas. Half the crap you bought you don't use and your children don't even play with no more 2 weeks after Christmas. If you were serious, you would have took the Christmas money and bought one of these abandoned schools in Denver so your boys could get a free and appropriate public education. But you ain't interested in that because slavery taught you to spend your money on enjoying yourself. Never worry about your destiny. That's in your slave master's control. Don't save your money to get out of slavery because it ain't up to you. Don't slave your money